Student here at Jamiat al-Medina. I'm a student in the 3rd grade out of 5, so just about halfway done. And my ustads, who have now grown to be 3 in number. Last time I talked to you, we only had 1 teacher, but we keep moving forward. Alhamdulillah. They've asked me to come tell you about Jamia, what we do in Jamia, and maybe clear up some misconceptions. But I would like to start first with a hadith. Imam Tabrani says in his book Al-Mujam al-Kabir, قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم خذ عالما أو متعلما ولا تأخذ بين ذلك فإن لم يفعل فأحب علماء ولا تبغضهم. And this basically means that you should become an Aalim or a student. And if you cannot become either of those, then you should love the ulama and do not hate them. So, to start on this theme, what is Jamia and what exactly do we do all day in Jamia? We just do Nazar Quran and take your donations and eat biryani and go to sleep. No. First, we have to study the Fard Ulum. You could say the mandatory knowledge. And the thing about the Fard Ulum is it is Fard to know. Just like knowledge of all of the wajib things in our deen is wajib to know. But people don't want to listen to this. They say, I'm Muslim, I can pray namaz, just leave me alone, brother. But who can tell me what are the different fard things in namaz or in wudu? What are the wajib acts in namaz? What are the sunnah acts? What are the makruh acts in namaz? Similarly, we study all the 5 pillars: Hajj, Roza, Zakat. But people don't have time for this. If you want to open a business, you need to learn the Shari rulings of business and trade. We can spend 4 years getting a business administration degree before we start a business, but who has time to learn the Shari rulings of business? If you want to get married, you need to know the Islamic rulings of nikah. Otherwise, we all know what kind of problems can come out of that. So, what else do we learn after the Fard Ulum? Well, obviously the majority of our syllabus concentrates on the Arabic language. Not just understanding, or not just reading and pronouncing with a beautiful qiraat, although it is an important skill to have, but being able to understand and being able to translate. If you remember, 2 years ago, I told you that on the first day of class, I did not know how to read Alif, Ba, Ta. And then by the end of that same school year, I was up here giving a speech telling you all how much I enjoyed the subject of making words out of words, and I read you all Fatahayatuhu Fathan, if everyone remembers that. And that was just in the space of 1 school year, going from not being able to read Alif, Ba, Ta, to now being able to take any word and make pages of words out of it. Then, by the start of our 2nd school year, all of our textbooks are in Arabic. We have to be able to translate and to understand all of our textbooks from Arabic. Some of the subjects that we study are rhetoric, or what's called balaghat in Arabic. How to communicate to people, how to get your point across. The very knowledge I'm using right now to give this speech to you. We also study logic, or what's called mantiq in Arabic. This is fairly popular with the students. And as an aside, one thing that we learn in our study of logic is what's called in Arabic wajh hasr. But those of you who program computers or know anything about IT will know this as an if if-else statement. When you're programming computers and writing code, you have to write if this, then that, else this. We're learning how to do this in Arabic in Dars Nizami.
Subhanallah.
So these very skills that we're learning you can take and you can go get an IT degree. We also study Usul al-Fiqh, which is a very popular subject with the students. Usul is the plural of the Arabic word asl, which means root or origin. So you can say it is the roots of fiqh. I like to explain this to people as this is the rules for making rules. If someone says this is makruh, what makes this thing makruh? How are you coming to that conclusion? If someone says this is wajib, what makes this wajib? How did you decide that? That's what this subject is about. But we also have to be able to solve modern problems with our fiqh. Somebody says, Maulvi Sahib, is Bitcoin haram?